Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best mods for Barbarians in Baldur's Gate 3's patch 7. Now, these are some pretty cool subclasses, so I'll be going over the Battle Rager, the Giant, the Storm Herald, and the Zealot subclasses. So we have 4 of them here, and they're all pretty cool, so I'll be going over full builds for each of these, just quickly going through the leveling and showing off all the unique character actions that each of these come with. So the Barbarian is a really fun class, and I think that these all add something unique to the Barbarian itself. So we'll just go through one by one, showing off some of the combat and just overall guides on what you want to be doing with these overall. So first things first, we're going to do the Battle Rager, so known as the Koljar, which is literally Axe Idiot in Dwarvish. The Battle Ragers are dwarf followers of the gods of war and take the path of the Battle Rager. They specialize in wearing bulky spiked armor and throwing themselves into combat, striking with their body itself, and giving themselves over to the fury of battle. So subclass features: while you're wearing medium metal armor and are raging, you can use a bonus action to make one melee attack with your armor spikes against a target within 1.5 meters of you, literally throwing your body into them. Additionally, when you use an attack action to grapple or throw a creature, the target takes 3 piercing damage if your check succeeds. Now, this mod in particular does require the grappling mod, which isn't updated for patch 7 yet, but I'll be doing that in the future. So here's the armor spikes. When you're wearing metal armor and are raging, you can use a bonus action to make 1 melee attack with your armor spikes against the enemy. And then we also get the rage to deal an additional 2 damage, and this is a cool little, unique little picture there for the armor. So this one is the Battle Idiot, Axe Idiot, running into combat and just going all in with your armor and just attacking that way. I think that's really cool. So at level 5, we get the extra attack and fast movement. When not wearing heavy armor, you get extra 3 meters of movement speed. And then at level 6, we get ourselves the subclass feature Reckless Abandon. When you use Reckless Attack while raging, you gain 2 temporary health points. They vanish if any of them are left when your rage ends. So a little bit of extra health, and that will scale up the further you get in levels. So quite nice. Also got the Feral Instinct +3 to initiative and Can't Be Surprised. So again, initiative being huge because the initiative die is only 1d4, so any extra initiative always helps. For our feats, really use whatever you want. Alert and ability score improvements to take up Constitution Strength are utmost importance. Brutal Critical: whenever you land a critical hit, you roll an extra damage die as well as the normal damage die. So again, similar to some other subclasses, it gets that extra damage there. And at level 10, we get the Battle Rager charge. So cover more distance, double your movement speed. So as a bonus action, basically like a bonus action dash, which is nice to have. Level 11, we get Relentless Rage once per short rest. If you drop to 0 health points while in rage, you gain 1 health point instead of being down. So a little bit of extra survivability there, which is nice. And then level 12, we get ourselves another rage charge. So we'll go with that there. I'll show you what combat looks like for this one. I guess we can't get into our rage, so we can't really use the armor spikes. But typically when you're in combat, you're going to be going ahead here with that. And this gives you extra 3 damage with melee and improvised weapons and throwing. And then the armor spikes deals 12 to 15 damage as a bonus action attack. So that one's pretty cool, being able to tackle people with your armor. Now, using the grappling mod gives it a bunch of unique animations whenever you're fighting. Makes you actually feel like someone like Horalu Warrior in Elden Ring, or really any others in the D&D world. I like to make comparisons to Elden Ring since I have a lot of followers that play both these games. Now, next we'll go into showing off the next one, the Storm Herald here, which is another really cool subclass of the Barbarian. I guess we'll go Giant and then Storm Herald next. So the Giant, barbarians that walk the path of the Giant draw strength from the same primal forces as giants. As they rage, these barbarians surge with elemental power and grow in size, taking on forms that evoke the glory of the Giants. We get cantrips. A subclass feature: add half your proficiency bonus rounded down to deception, intimidation, and persuasion skill checks you make against giants. Not very common, but it's there. And Giant's Havoc: deal additional 2 damage with melee and improvised weapons using strength. Crushing Blow: deal an additional 2 damage with thrown weapons using strength. And your reach increases by 1.5 meters. If you're smaller than large, you become large. So this makes you even bigger and gives you more reach. So we get a Thaumaturgy for our cantrip there. And then as we get to the higher levels, now, another thing I want to mention, as you get to level 14, you do get some extra feats. However, the mod that enables that isn't currently working at the moment, so I can't show that off, unfortunately. But I will probably do a video showing off all these mods in the future date. Elemental Cleaver, when you enter rage, you can choose one weapon that you're holding and infuse it with elemental energy. When raging and holding the infused weapon, you can use a bonus action to change the weapon's infusion. So this is cool with things like cold damage, because you can create, with the Snowburst ring, if you deal cold damage, you can make a ring of ice around the person, make them slip and fall. You also get the Giant's Havoc, so this deals additional damage and changes the Elemental Cleave. To switch to change, or this allows you to change the weapon type there. So you get a lightning, acid, cold, fire, and thunder damage, and then we also get the throw infused weapon. So this one is pretty cool because for throw zerkers out there, you get some pretty powerful buffs. You also get the Feral Instinct +3 to initiative, can't be surprised. Love that. An extra initiative is always good. For our feat, Tavern Brawler is probably one of the better ones here, as this gives us increased damage with throwing attacks, which is something you want to be doing with this. And when you land a critical hit, you get an extra critical hit die. Level 10, we get ourselves the Mighty Impel. Move one medium or smaller creature to an unoccupied space you can see with a bonus action, which is really nice. So again, moving people around is nice. The Relentless Rage gives us the ability to stand back up after being down. And then at level 12, we get ourselves a feat. So strength, always max that out. You can use strength potions with a build like this. That's kind of the ideal one. So you can see here, you can infuse your weapon with cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. And with cold, things like the Snowburst ring, which creates 4.5 meters of ice around the target, can help them slip around. And then you can even use the thing like the Winter's Crutches gloves or the Snow Hat to apply chilled and frost to the target. So there's a lot of really cool effects with the Giant Barbarian there, because again, if you're going with a throwing build, you can throw things and create ice patches around the targets, so that's really nice. And you can also roleplay as Thor with this build, because this allows you to do thunder damage and lightning damage. So again, that's pretty nice. Now the Giant also gives you that giant form too, so you get bigger and have further reach, which is always nice. But now we'll get into the Storm Herald. So barbarians that follow the path of the Storm Herald learn to transfer their rage into a mantle of primal energy that swirls around them. When in a fury, the barbarian of this path taps into nature and create powerful magical effects. So we get to pick a Storm Aura. So your aura activates when you enter rage, and you can activate it again on each of your turns as a bonus action. The aura effect depends on your environment chosen from the list above. Constitution is your modifier for aura effects that result in a saving throw. So we got the desert. When you enter a rage, emanate a magical aura, calling forth blistering heat from barren desert. The sea, conjuring lightning and storm-racked coastal lines, and the tundra invokes cold from frozen reach. So with this gives you the storm aura, and all of your allies within your storm aura gain temporary health points, and this gives you 6 at level 20, so pretty nice there. And then the rage tundra, so the temporary health points, really nice. And lightning damage, the cold damage gives you so this gives you lightning damage, and then the desert will give you an increase. So this gives extra fire damage. So I like lightning damage, but the tundra is also nice when given temporary health points. So we're going to go with lightning aura there. And then once you get to level 6, you get some further increases. And you can also change the storm aura and level up, which is nice, similar to the Wild Heart Barbarian. So Constitution being a main driver for our success there. So I really like the fact that you can change this on every level if you want. But subclass feature, your storm aura grants you certain benefits based on the environment you chose, even when it's not active. So this here, I guess we can't see this at the moment, but this will allow us to get extra damage. And this is nice because it adds damage to all your teammates whenever you have this active. So fire or lightning damage built on top. Lightning seems to be the better choice because you can stack up reverberation easily with something like this. So that is another nice benefit of that. So very fun subclass because you can add a ton of different damage to your attacks and boost your enemies, or boost your allies as well. And then when allies in the radius of your storm aura gain the damage resistance granted by your storm soul. So damage resistance, you can build a full team around this pretty easily and then go off with it. So that's really cool, giving you a lot of abilities there. Taking the alert perk too with the barbarian gives you pretty much the effect to go first. And then there's the rage of the sea. Deal 3 extra damage with your melee and improvised weapon using strength. And then you got that lightning aura. And then activate storm aura, giving you 46 at 12th level for everyone in your area. And at base 2d6 at level 10. So if you're just playing with the regular old rule set of Baldur's Gate 3 without the extra levels, that's a pretty good amount of extra damage. But again, if you go all the way to level 20, that further increases the strength too. So finally, we go with the Zealot here. So this is the final Barbarian subclass that'll be shown off in this video. More to come as they get updated for patch 7, so I will be covering more of them in the future and whenever the level 20 mod gets updated. But we got the Zealot here. Some deities inspire their followers to pitch themselves into a ferocious battle fury. These barbarians are Zealots, warriors who channel their rage into full displays of divine power. So we get the Divine Fury, a subclass feature Warrior of the Gods. If a spell such as Revivify has a sole effect of restoring your life, but not undeath, the caster doesn't need material components to cast a spell on you. Pretty nice, you can just come back, Warrior of the Gods. And then you also get your Divine Fury, so you channel Divine Fury into your weapon strikes. You choose either Radiant or Necrotic damage to deal during your first successful weapon attack per turn while raging. I highly recommend Radiant damage because you can do Radiating Orb builds with this really easily because that extra Radiant damage can apply multiple Radiating Orbs. Necrotic is nice too, but I think Radiant just has less resistances in the game. And then you get the Faithful. Barbarians that walk the path of Zealot are often found amongst their gods. So you get to pick one of these, and it's basically like your... whenever you're a cleric, you get to choose your god there. So similar effect there, but as a barbarian. So that's pretty cool. We also get all the same feats as a normal barbarian, but level 6 we get the Fanatical Focus. If you fail a saving throw while raging, you can re-roll it. You must use a new re-roll. You can use this ability only once per rage. Pretty nice little bonus there. Being able to re-roll die is always useful, so that's something to take into consideration. Next feat at level 8, and always max out your strength with a barbarian. Throwing is typically your best choice, and then also constitution for the armor. And then at level 10, we get the Zealot Presence. Up to 10 other creatures of your choice within 18 meters that can hear you gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the end of next turn. That's actually a pretty good benefit. And then I'll show you what this all looks like in combat. So going into the Rage form. Now, the Storm is probably the coolest one here of the Barbarian, so I guess I'll respec and just show that off to get the lightning aura there. But the nice thing about these Barbarian subclasses is the benefits that you get, so I'll just upgrade this. So what this looks like in practice is we'll just start combat here, and then we'll go into our Rage. So we got a high initiative, and do not react. And then we got a Rage of the Sea here. It's got cool weapon, or cool interactions here, so this looks very nice. And then we get ourselves a Storm Soul, resistant to lightning damage, can't be shocked. Movement speed increases by 3 meters when standing on water-based surfaces. So then the next level we can impact or activate our Storm Aura. This is why the Rogue Thief is such a good multi-class, because you can add that on after the fact. So yeah, we'll just go ahead there, and then we're going to enter combat and have Paulson do his spells. I got confused. Of course I got confused, so unfortunately I won't be able to show off the Storm Aura, but that'll add a 2d6 of lightning damage to our attacks, so that is really nice and gives us a bunch of extra effects in combat, choosing different benefits. But that is the best Barbarian subclass so far for patch 7 in Baldur's Gate 3. If you found this video useful, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.